Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Meetinghouse of Provincetown, where we affirm the inherent worthiness and dignity of every person, and where we support each other on our spiritual search for truth and meaning. My name is Rev Kate Wilkinson, and I am so glad that you are here with us this morning. Welcome to those of you in the room, and welcome also to those of you joining us via our live stream. Before we begin our worship service, I have a few announcements to share with you. First, Lisa and I did a major Aldi's run yesterday. So we have a giant cart, thank you. We have a giant cart full of food to be unpacked into our storeroom. If you can help with that during coffee hour, great. Tomorrow is Martin Luther King Day, and many of us will be participating in the MLK Walk in Wellfleet. We gather with our racial justice Provincetown signs at Wellfleet Town Hall at 11. I think I told you the wrong time last week. Don't listen to last week me, listen to this week me. The walk is at 11:30, but we are gathering at 11, and all are invited. Our winter spirituality series starts this month, so please check your email inboxes and our website for details. There is also a list of offerings on our welcome table downstairs. So many offerings this year. Each week I will highlight just a few. So today I'll highlight the ones being led by our office administrator, Kenneth. Deep listening and Quaker-style worships start next week. One of the deep listening sessions, this is like a small group activity, will be online for those of you who are off-site participants, and one will be here in person. And those Quaker-style worships will be downstairs in Akron Bosworth Hall on Wednesday evenings at 6 o'clock. Our next circle suppers, which are small potluck dinners in members' homes, will be on February 15th, so please save the date and you can sign up today at the welcome table. And this is not a UU Meetinghouse event, this is just a rental that we're doing, but it sounded really cool, so I wanted to share it with you. Have you ever seen ads pop up for those concerts by candlelight where they fill an entire space with electric candles and have a string quartet in the middle? They're gonna do that here. I think it's gonna look so beautiful. And there's two at the end of February that are going to be Vivaldi, Four Seasons, and two at the end of March that are gonna be the music of Coldplay. So something for everyone. If you just do an online search for Candlelight Concerts Cape Cod, you can find that and get tickets. I just thought I would mention it. Finally, if you are here in person today, we hope that you will join us downstairs after the worship service ends for coffee and conversation. Let's take a moment now to affirm our Meetinghouse covenant. You can find this printed on the purple laminated cards in your pews, but I'm going to say it line by line, so you can also just repeat each line back to me. Love is the spirit of this Meetinghouse.
Love is the spirit of this Meetinghouse.
This is our great covenant.
This is our great covenant.
To dwell together in peace.
To dwell together in peace.
To seek the truth in love.
To seek the truth in love.
And to help one another.
And to help one another.
Now, as we light our chalice here in the sanctuary, I invite those of you who are watching from home to light a candle wherever you are. In this way, we can feel connected even while we are apart. This morning, I invite our worship host, Mel, and Mary App's sister, Jackie. We're so happy to have you here with us to light our chalice. And may I also take this opportunity to say happy birthday to Mary.
Good morning. Today's chalice lighting words are by one of Rev Kate's mentors, the Reverend Elizabeth Strong, who passed away in 2021. They are perfect words for Martin Luther King Day Sunday. Today, we celebrate a dream awakening. Today, we worship with renewed hope in our hearts. Today, we act on an audacity of hopes and dreams for the future. Today, we begin the hard work for justice, equity, and compassion in all human relations. For today is a day like no other, and it is ours to shape with vision and action. Let us worship together and celebrate a dream awakening.
Thank you. Won't you please join me for our opening hymn? It's number 1000. That's the very first hymn in our teal hymnals, Morning Has Come. We sang this last week as well. Please rise as you are able for number 1000, Morning Has Come. I invite you to join me now in a spirit of meditation and prayer. During the prayer or at any time during the service, you are invited to light a silent candle at the table to the right of the pulpit, where there is a journal to record your thoughts and prayers. After the prayer, we will sing together Spirit of Life, hymn number 123 in the gray hymnals. The words to this song are also printed on those purple laminated cards in your pews. We'll sing it first in English and then in Spanish. Our meditation this morning is by Anne Tyndall. This morning I walked the dog up the street. It was a perfect winter's morning. An icy breeze was blowing. Clouds were gathered in the sky. As the sun rose, the gray-white sky turned to rosy smoke. The sun finally appeared in the east. Nothing extraordinary, but the moment offered a blessing on the new day. Such blessings have been given daily for more millions of years than we can ever imagine. I am reminded that what will get us through times of rapid change, hard times, times of uncertainty, dangerous times, will be our ability to be blessed and fed by abiding things. The manifold blessings of the sun rising in the morning. The song of a bird heard as if for the first time. The stillness of the night. The smile of a baby offered to you as if she had been waiting for you. the faithfulness of lovers and friends, the hand outstretched in reconciliation, trembling, touching through the barriers of estrangement, healing again and again. The persistence of love. The persistence of love. The persistence of love. Amen.
A reading by the Reverend Lindy Ramsden, Beatitudes for Justice Builders. Blessed are you who can question your own assumptions and listen with an open mind. You will receive new insights beyond your imagining. Blessed are you who suffer the attacks of others to stand up for what is right. You will not be alone, for your courage will inspire others to rise. Blessed are you who build friendships as well as justice. Even when you lose an issue, you will have strengthened the foundation of your community. Blessed are you who take delight in people. You will not be bored in meetings. Blessed are you who agitate the placid waters of complacency. You will create waves in the inertia of privilege and will know the thrill of riding the surf of change. Blessed are you who lead with enthusiasm and confidence, resisting the temptation to shame the apathetic or self-absorbed. You will inspire curiosity and hope in others. Blessed are you who play as well as work, You will have more fun, build more energy, and will draw the powers of the impish to your cause. Blessed are you who ask for help in your role as leaders. You will find teachers at every turn, and your work will remain interesting and alive. Blessed are you, when wrongfully attacked, find safe outlets for your righteous rage. Your mind will be clear, your decisions strategic, and your progress will not be derailed by the backlash of the fearful. Blessed are you who do not demonize your opponents. Your eyes and your hearts will be open. Blessed are you who sing and dance. You will find energy and joy to lift you on your journey. Blessed are you who offer thanks and praise fivefold for every critique. Your children will want to visit after they are grown. People will want to serve on your committees, and friends will be interested in your opinions. Blessed are you who study the rhythms of history. You will have knowledge with which to shape the future. Blessed are you who work in coalition rather than in principled isolation. You will meet great people, learn things you didn't realize you needed to know, and have partners for the journey when you are in the lead or in need. Blessed are you who volunteer to be secretary and take good minutes. Your words will become history, and your efforts will move steadily forward rather than running absent-mindedly over thoroughly discussed ground. Blessed are you who discover, train, and encourage young leaders. You will see your work expand and grow beyond your own time and talent. Blessed are you who can change your mind. You are still alive. Blessed are you who will not let the perfect be the enemy of the good. You will see progress in your lifetime. Blessed are you with an active spiritual life. You will find perspective and comfort in times of loss and betrayal, and will rise without cynicism to meet the challenges of a new day. Blessed are you who live from a place of gratitude, for you will know the meaning of life.
Thank you. Now is the time when we take a collection for the ongoing support of this Meetinghouse and our shared ministry. As we enjoy a musical reflection by our choir, we welcome your donations here in the sanctuary or online through PayPal or Venmo. You can find that information on our website, uumh.org. This time I invite our volunteer ushers forward, thank you, to take up our collection. On and off site, your offerings will now be gratefully received.
There is no freedom, the wise men said, let justice roll down when the poor
rise up to strike a blow. Let songs roll down.
Roll down, may roads
Remind us of what we know. Let songs roll down
like a mighty stream. Oh, children, don't you get weary. Walk together, believe in the dream. When the way gets rough, we'll make a new way. Let justice roll down like a mighty stream. Step by step, one by one, let justice roll down, roll down. They can kill the prophets, but the dream lives on. Let justice roll down like a mighty stream. Oh, children, don't you get weary. Walk together, believe in the dream. When the way gets rough, we'll make a new way. Let justice roll down like a mighty stream. 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 Let justice roll down like a mighty stream.
Did I ever tell you about the very first Pride event I ever went to? No. I don't think I have. I was in high school, maybe a junior. The Gay Straight Alliance at my school in Plymouth had rented a bus to go into Boston for the day to take part in the Boston Pride Parade. For some reason, I was hesitant to go or to ask my parents to go. I'm not even sure which. But I do know that this hesitancy meant that I did not even mention it to my mother until about 10 minutes before the bus was to leave the school parking lot. I don't remember how I explained it to her, but I do remember her saying in the end, "Well, is this something you really want to do?" And the question itself brought some clarity to me, and I said, "Yes, I really want to go." And she said, "Well, get in the car." This conversation had taken a few minutes, so now it was 5 minutes until the bus was to leave, and we lived 7 minutes from the school. We pulled into the parking lot as the bus was pulling out. For someone who wasn't even sure a few minutes ago if I wanted to go or not, I sure was devastated. Parked in the now empty school parking lot, my mom took one look at my crestfallen face and put the car back in drive. But when we pulled out of the school lot, she didn't turn back toward our house. She turned toward the highway. "What are you doing?" I asked her. "I'm flagging down the bus," she said. I still couldn't believe what we were doing as my mother peeled onto the highway and accelerated. The bus had a few minutes head start, and we had been stopped at an infernally long stoplight before getting on the highway. But now our eyes searched the 2 lanes ahead of us for a bright yellow school bus. We caught up to it 2 exits up, and my mom pulled alongside it and started beeping. I was half exhilarated, half mortified as we caught the attention of the kids in the bus. I started waving, and they started waving back. They recognized me, They thought I was saying hi, that I was randomly driving on the highway and happened to see them. Let me explain something to anyone under the age of 35. This was pre-cell phones. To communicate with the bus, I couldn't just call someone on it. I had to gesture. I had to mouth words. My mother in the driver's seat worked at keeping parallel to the bus. Finally, my friends figured out that I wanted to join them, and they went forward and talked to the bus driver. And then they came back, and they were mouthing something that looked like, pull over, and I was like, you pull over. And then someone had the bright idea to get a notebook. They wrote in big letters and held it up to the bus window. It said, Hanover. Aha, the bus driver was willing to stop, but not until Hanover. That was still another exit or two up. But my mother was now fully committed to this mission of getting me to the Pride Parade. We followed the bus to Hanover. It got off and stopped in a parking lot. They opened the door. I got on. Everyone cheered. And for an incredibly shy person, that was quite an entrance to make. But instead of being embarrassed, I was so happy. I felt like these are my people. They are here for me. They will convince a bus driver to get off the highway for me. They totally have my back, and they are happy that I'm here. When we got to the city, we met up with a sea of people wearing variations of rainbow clothing, and we joined the parade. Somewhere along the route, I was blessed with glitter. And though I had no rainbow or leather or mesh clothing on, that glitter made me feel so shiny and radical and part of something. We took up the entire street for blocks, and the entire city made way for us. I remember a priest outside of a church waving, and people on the sidewalks with supportive signs. There was chanting and dancing, and as I looked around, I saw this look on everyone's faces that looked like the face that I had made an hour earlier when I stepped onto the bus. Like, these are my people. And it was so joyful. Watching people who in other times and places were picked on for who they were, who had been kicked out of their homes growing up, who had been fired for who they loved. Watching these people taking up space, celebrating themselves, celebrating their friends, it was a revolution I wanted to be a part of, that I was a part of. The Black queer author and activist Adrienne Marie Brown writes, "Is there a yes at the center of the work? There are so many things that are violent, offensive, unbearable. An embodied no is justified, but I don't believe it moves us forward. Yes has a future," she says. "Witnessing an embodied yes in the body of a historically oppressed person is irresistible to me." That's what that Pride Parade was, an embodied yes to the beautiful lives that were waiting for us if we could just build the world we dreamed of together. Adrienne Marie Brown's work focuses on facilitation, making it easier for those transforming the world to be with each other, be impactful together. As I facilitate these movements for social and environmental transformation, she says, with a focus on Black liberation, I always prioritize how people feel. Is it a pleasure to be with each other? Does the agenda or space allow for aliveness, connection, and joy? Her book is called Pleasure Activism. In it, she talks about Toni Cade Bambara. She taught us many things, Brown says, but I keep coming back to her task to writers and artists to make the revolution irresistible. Bambara taught us to say yes to ourselves, to a future that included our whole selves. She did this by being intact in public, complex, multi-talented, and vulnerable. How could we organize and move our communities, Brown asks, if we shifted the focus onto what we long for and love rather than what we are negatively reacting to? Is it possible for justice and pleasure to feel the same way in our collective body? Could we make justice and liberation the most pleasurable collective experiences we could have? Obviously, justice work is not going to be joyful 100% of the time. We are doing the work because people are being oppressed, marginalized, left behind. We are doing the work because there is poverty, racism, sexism, xenophobia, homophobia, transphobia, violence in the world. And it's going to be a long 4 years. But if we are only angry, if we are only despairing, if we are only cynical, then no one is going to want to join us, and we are not going to move forward. But if we make the revolution irresistible, then maybe even we will be motivated to stay in it. I told you about the Pride Parade, but there have been other moments when the revolution has been irresistible to me. I think about the Juneteenth celebration on our lawn. Just the other day, the Juneteenth Planning Committee had a retreat, and we were all kind of losing steam for the work, having trouble communicating with each other, letting our differences get in the way. And Billie Avery stepped in to lead an activity that she had learned while working with the Black Women's Health Imperative, which she founded. And she sat this diverse group of people down in a circle, different ages and races and sexualities and genders, and invited us each to tell a story, the story of ourselves. There were guiding questions for us to answer that led us through our childhoods and ended with, what do you adore about yourself? It took a long time to go around the whole circle, to tell the stories of ourselves, what had been hard and what had been good, to risk saying out loud what we liked about ourselves, to find that thing even. But I can't tell you the difference it made to the rest of the retreat, and how every single one of us felt that our whole selves were now present in that room, known and loved. We accomplished so much after that, crafting a mission statement, brainstorming our goals for the next 5 years. We were fueled not by rage or ambition or righteousness, but by love, by beloved community. In 1966, after the March to Montgomery, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was among several thousand people delayed at the airport. As I stood with them, he said, and saw white and Negro, nuns and priests, ministers and rabbis, labor organizers, lawyers, doctors, housemaids, and shop workers, brimming with vitality and enjoying a rare comradeship, I knew I was seeing a microcosm of the mankind of the future in this moment of luminous and genuine brotherhood. Beloved community, at the airport. Another one of my mentors who died recently is Hope Johnson. I worked with her on a committee of advocates at the Unitarian Universalist Association. In 2013, she shared this meditation at the UU General Assembly. We are one, she said, working, eating, laughing, playing, singing, storytelling, sharing and rejoicing, getting to know each other, taking risks, opening up, questioning, seeking, searching, trying to understand, struggling, making mistakes, paying attention, asking questions, listening, living our answers, learning to love our neighbors, learning to love ourselves, apologizing and forgiving with humility, and being forgiven through grace, creating the beloved community together. We are one. Thank you, Hope. I want to end by returning to Adrienne Marie Brown for a minute. In another book of hers called Emergent Strategy, Shaping Change, Changing Worlds, she writes, when we are engaged in acts of love, we humans are at our best and most resilient. The love and romance that makes us want to be better people, the love of children that makes us change our whole lives to meet their needs, the love of family that makes us drop everything to take care of them, the love of community that makes us work tirelessly with broken hearts. Perhaps humans' core function is love, she says. Love leads us to observe in a much deeper way than any other emotion. If love were the central practice of a new generation of organizers and spiritual leaders, she says, it would have a massive impact. If the goal was to increase the love rather than winning or dominating a constant opponent, I think we could actually imagine liberation from oppression. We would suddenly be seeing everything we do, everyone we meet, not through the tactical eyes of war, but through the eyes of love. We would see that there's no such thing as a blank canvas, an empty land, or a new idea, but everywhere there is complex, ancient, fertile ground, full of potential. We would understand that the strength of our movement is the strength of our relationships, which could only be measured by their depth. Scaling up would mean going deeper, being more vulnerable and more empathetic. Perhaps this is the task of the next 4 years, to grow love, to go deeper, to build relationships, to be vulnerable and empathetic with one another. Maybe instead of being on the streets protesting all the time, we will also be gathered around the tables of potlucks, getting to know each other, sharing our stories, getting to know our neighbors. Perhaps instead of simply signing petitions, we will also be signing letters of thanks to politicians, school board members, and public figures, letting them know that we appreciate them and their work, that it makes a difference in our lives. Perhaps instead of focusing on what divides us, we will do some inviting people in, inviting people to join us, inviting people to be their full selves with us, to be known and loved. And if they are willing to take that risk, well, let's pull the bus over and cheer when they get on, letting them know that whoever they are, they have a place here. Amen, and blessed be. You know, when the worship committee goes to the Latham School in Brewster, which serves children with myriad disabilities, to lead radically inclusive worship there, we always end our services with the same hymn, at the request of the students. We can't end it any other way. We sing "This Little Light of Mine." So let's end our service today with that hymn. It's 118 in our gray hymnals, but you don't need the books. Please rise for "This Little Light of Mine." Everywhere I go. Building up a world. This little light of mine, one more time. You may be seated.
Whoa, baby. It has become our practice to pose a question based on the theme of the service each week. It can be a topic of sharing a coffee hour today or with a friend or friends during the week. If you'd like to delve deeper into this topic, we invite you to our midweek Zoom coffee hour on Tuesday at 5 p.m. If you are not on our email folk list and need the Zoom link, please let Kenneth in the office know. Our question this week is, what is the yes at the center of your social activism? What is the yes at the center of your social activism?
I'll end with these closing words. Blessed are you who build friendships as well as justice. Blessed are you who play as well as work. Blessed are you who sing and dance. Blessed are you who offer thanks and praise fivefold for every critique. Blessed are you who work in coalition rather than principled isolation. Blessed are you who can change your mind. Blessed are you. We are so glad you are here. Go in peace.